Yeah. On a day where we find ourselves dragging our asses, tired, hungover, bored, annoyed, to the daily grind, and we're trying to find value in what we're doing. We're trying to find a little bit of meaning in the fact that we urinate our life away underneath these fluorescent tubes, especially as daylight savings time kicks in, and you're like, am I ever going to see the sun ever again? That's how you feel. If there's one set of people that should feel like they serve a purpose, like they have meaning, like they're really doing something, that would be teachers. And take a moment to pat yourself on the back for me. And if you're not a teacher, but you know one, or you get a chance to, pat one of them on the back for me as well. Hey, Funkhauser, how are you? How was your weekend? And let's take a look at the events of today in our segment, My Witness News. In no way, shape, or form fair, certainly not balanced. What'd you do this weekend? Anything good?
No.
No. That's
Nah.
just it? Nah, not so much.
Nah, I dropped off the dogs at my parents' house, and that was quite a trip. So now I'm like planning for this week, and kind of like not having dogs is like not having kids for the week. So like we can go out and actually do stuff and have fun. So that's the plan for this week.
Oh, good.
Going outside.
Going outside. Yeah, rather gloomy in your neck of the woods on the week where you're planning.
What's going on
outside.
with that? It's weird.
Yeah. That would be fate. That would be Murphy's Law. Did you, maybe I'm getting my dates mixed up, but did you go interview the guys from Finch?
Oh, yeah, I did that. I sure did do that. I went to the Roxy this past weekend.
You're terrible at telling stories.
Now
Did you
I remember.
do anything good this weekend? Did you do anything good this weekend? No. Have you ever had sex in an airplane? No. Oh, wait, once with 2 porn stars on a private jet. Does that count? Yes, that counts. Like, Funkhauser's life is an amazing and many splendored thing, and he forgets everything that's good. You leave out all the, like, literally he's been talking about this interview with Finch, this band, who's been one of his favorite bands since he's been a kid. In the run-up to it, you want to go see Finch? I love Finch. Let's go see Finch. We can go together. I'm going to interview him. It's going to be the greatest thing ever. You get to meet one of your favorite childhood bands and interview them. You do anything good this weekend, Funkhauser? Nah. Drop the dogs off with my parents. Egregious omissions on your part.
I forget things. Gosh darn it. I'm a forgetful. It was good. I met two of the 5 guys and, went through their... But see, here's the bummer is, like, they scheduled 2 interviews that night, and the one before me was handled by this super hot chick and, like, her super hot chick assistant. So they went first. So
they were in no rush to get to you.
Yeah. So I'm sitting there going, man, they're not going to want to see me after this. And their interview went long. And then, I come in, I'm like, hey, guys, how's it going? I like your music. And they were like, oh, God.
Do you remember when you wrote, What Is It to Burn? Awesome.
That was so awesome, man.
Did you Chris Farley it?
So I so much did. I listened back and I kept interrupting them because it seemed like I felt like I knew more than they did, Right, about their own music. Yeah, I was more excited about them getting back together than they were.
Right. Yeah, I don't think Finch are getting back together for the artistic triumph of it. Like, I saw a video of the singer's new band play, and there was, like, his mom and 3 other people there that were annoyed he was disrupting their conversation. So, like, I believe they have some mortgage payments to make on the houses they bought when they sold 1 million records, and now they have to figure out a way to do that. And, like, can we trot out the old standards again? Did you get that sense that they weren't really that stoked to be doing it?
Yeah, I was like, what's next for you guys? Next album? Where are you going next? And the guy's like, I'm just excited to go home to my bed. And, the next thing for us is to just go further next time and, shoot for the stars. I'm like, generic answer. We're never going to hear from them again.
Yeah, exactly. Like, they're going to go home and break up. There was, do you know that band, Days of the New? Do you remember them?
Yeah.
So, Days of the New.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a regrettable period in the late 90s and early 2000s where everyone was like, yeah. It's just like, I can't tell if, in Henry Rollins' word, is like, I can't tell if this is the Creed bitch or one of the many sound-alikes. And he's like, radio got to a point right around the time Days of the New came out where you're just like, it sounds like one really bad album by the same band, and then you realize it's 10 different bands, and you're like, oh, God. And every single one of them has a singer that goes, like, just doing their very best Eddie Vedder impersonation, which is, let's be real here, awful. But
and they all sold out to cell phone companies too, so all the commercials you're hearing, yeah, $49 a month, yeah.
Unlimited text and data. So those guys got back together. Days of the New. They did a reunion tour, and they were booked in to do a show at one of my stations, The Buzz in Houston. And so, like, they get back together with the original lead singer, this guy, Travis Meeks, who was actually on that show Rehab because of his horrendous crystal meth problem, quite a methy individual, and looks it, too, when you see him. But after he got methy and he kicked everybody else out of the band, everybody else in the band started another band called Tantric with another singer that went, yeah. And so they got back together with the original lead singer, but they showed up at the station without the lead singer, and instead of playing Days of the New songs, they played Tantric songs, and we're like, what's going on? And that was like the last thing they ever did. Like, it fell apart that day when they came to the radio station. They're like, yeah, so no one's showing up to our shows, and our druggy singer just left and went home again. The glorious reunion did not somehow manage to successfully create the wonder that was 1997 for us. So we're all just going to go back home and continue pumping gas and laying tile. It was a sad occasion to watch a band come apart right in front of your very eyes.
Yeah.
Did you get that vibe off of Finch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I got
the show any?
When I got there, there was like
good?
8 people there. When I got there, and I got there kind of late, and then after the interview, I went over and had a piece of pizza at this really famous pizza spot, like right across from the Hustler store. And the guy I interviewed walked in and sat by himself and had a piece of pizza too. Well. And I went, what happened to all these groupies and stuff you guys used to roll? Like, that's crazy. But the show was okay. It was all right.
Did people show up, or was it just the aforementioned 8 people?
Maps and Atlases play too, and they're a really good band.
Oh, they're a good band, yeah.
And it's easy to
feel horrible for Finch. Feel horrible. Well, how was the Finch show? Well, Maps and Atlases played too, and they're a good band. Do you feel like you just got your childhood kicked in the nuts because this was your favorite band growing up?
If you ever needed a sign to say, hey, I'm grown up now and old, and childhood was kind of lame.
Yeah. I think you should just go with it because, quite frankly, I don't think there's any worse pain than people that are perpetual children, people that are afraid to grow up, whether it's those douchey frat guys that, are unable to let go of the fact that they scored a touchdown in high school football or get past what happened in their sorority house, or whether it's emo kids that don't know when to put away the guy liner and the hoodies. All the above will stunt you horribly, and you should just get over it and grow up. Not you, just in general.
Concentration camp. He wrote Man's Search for Meaning Between Torture, Cold, and Damp. Victor could have just given up and been resigned to his fate, but he used it to write a book that made the world a better place. Bethany Hamilton lost an arm surfing in a a shark attack, and what she had to overcome was crazy in the aftermath. Nobody would have blamed her for taking a different path, but she's pro surfing now, so what do you think of that? Helen Keller was an animal caged by being blind, deaf, and mute, but a teacher and Sullivan never gave up on the truth that what people say is impossible is just their own perception. Taught Helen how to speak and gave her life its direction. And if a woman can go from being considered to be legally an animal to a college grad, activist, symbol of what's possible, don't you think it's true that you might have more to you than whatever people told you you're not smart or strong enough to do? You're giving up on ever being any better than this. You're giving up on the idea that even more exists. Giving up, nothing on earth will end you faster. Cause when you lose hope, that's a real disaster. Giving up on ever being any better than this. You're giving up on the idea that even more exists. Giving up, nothing on earth will end you faster. Cause when you lose hope, that's a real disaster. Yeah, so many people you see giving up, cause it's easier to face giving up than not living up to all the things that you had said you wanted to be. When running away from challenge seems to be so much more easy, cause man's search for meaning means disbelieving, means not perceiving you're less of being, and you got something to offer that no one can take away. It means not accepting what life hands you every single day, and every way you write a story that just belongs to you. So when asked to write your own story, what you gonna do? When asked to write your own story, what you gonna do? When asked to write your own story, what you gonna do? When asked to write your own story, what you gonna do? When asked to write your own story, what you gonna do?
Got somebody to be right. Got somebody to be right. For now.
You're giving up on ever being any better than this. You're giving up on the idea that even more exists. Giving up, nothing on earth will end you faster. Cause when you lose hope, that's a real disaster. Giving up on never being any better than this. You're giving up on the idea that even more exists. Giving up, nothing on earth will end you faster. Cause when you lose hope, that's a real disaster.
Fastest runner in town. But just because everyone knows who I am doesn't mean I belong. I don't really belong anywhere. You see, I'm an orphan, and I wander the streets just looking for a place that I can truly call home. My name is Maniac McGee, and I'm all alone. Explore new worlds. Read my story in the novel Maniac McGee by Jerry Spinelli. For other great book ideas, visit your local library or log on to literacy.gov. Brought to you by the Library of Congress and the Ad Council.
Go ahead, favorite the show, and enjoy AD on the go. iHeartRadio presents AD.
I'm so excited, you guys. Jay Leno is on the show tonight. Jay Leno was on the show. He brought some really funny jokes, some great stories. Though I'm a little concerned, he also brought his old desk and Kevin Eubanks. So I just don't want him... I'm sure he's comfortable, but not too comfortable, you know. Guys, I read that NBC Sports will air a special that will follow Tom Brokaw as he goes pheasant hunting in South Dakota. And this is cool. He doesn't even shoot them. He just talks to them for 2 minutes until they go to sleep. It's just Winston Churchill had the wherewithal to go to war waving weapons. I don't know what to make of this. General Motors is offering people $25 gift cards to get them to bring their cars in for a recall due to bad ignition switches. Yeah, that's where we are at as a country. GM offers to fix a problem that could kill us, and we're like, yeah, but what's in it for me? I want a free latte out of this.
Did you see Leno when he went on the Tonight Show the other night, Funkhauser?
No, I'm going to watch it today.
Yeah, he was there as a guest. He started off doing stand-up. Some of it, to me, was funny, but a lot of it kind of sounded like he was pulling old stuff out of storage from a few years ago.